थिंक हुआ नहीं। हाँ, now start.
अब रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है मैम?
हाँ, हो रहा है ना?
क्योंकि सिंबल दिखता है ना रिकॉर्डिंग का, तो अब दिख रहा है मैम।
दिख रहा है ना? हाँ, ठीक है। अच्छा, वो मुझे याद आ गया बीच में। देन कम्स द कॉजेज ऑफ रीजनल डिस्पैरिटी। क्या कारण हो सकते हैं डिफरेंट रीजन में डिफरेंसेस के? ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है बिकॉज पॉइंट वाइज दिया हुआ है आपके बुक में, डिफरेंट पॉइंट्स है। ऐसे भी डाल सकते हैं, वैसे भी डाल सकते हैं, बट यू कैन गेट इट एज अ क्वेश्चन कि व्हाट आर द रीजंस। छोटे में भी आ सकता है। So, आप बताइए। ऐसे तो मेरी स्लाइड भी खुली हुई है, बट आप बताइए।
रीजनल डिस्पेरिटी अलग अलग लोकेशन के हिसाब से मेरे दिमाग नहीं लग पा रहा कि क्या कारण हो सकता है।
हाँ, और क्या कारण होते हैं? सबसे पहले तो हम जाते हैं अगर ब्रिटिश पीरियड के टाइम में, तो the British government and industrialists developed only those regions of the country which possess rich potentials for prosperous manufacturing and trading activities. So those ज़्यादा, आज भी कोई अगर एक इंडस्ट्री स्टैब्लिश करना चाहता है तो दैट पर्सन प्रेफर्स अ एरिया जहाँ पे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटी अच्छी हो, सो दैट उनका इन्वेस्टमेंट इज लेस। नहीं तो उन्हें बाकी चीजें भी मैनेज करनी पड़ेंगी एंड देयर इन्वेस्टमेंट विल बी मोर। सो ब्रिटिश में टाइम में भी यही हुआ। द स्पोर्ट सिटीज लाइक बॉम्बे एंड स्ट्रेटेजिकली इंपॉर्टेंट एरियाज लाइक कैलकाटा एंड मद्रास रिसीव्ड इनिशियल डेवलपमेंट in the absence of proper land reform measures and proper industrial policy. The country could not attain economic growth to a satisfactory level, and सिर्फ मेजर एरियाज आपने सुना होगा उस समय फेमस था, लाइक बॉम्बे, कलकत्ता, मद्रास, ज्यादातर। अदरवाइज बाकी एरियाज अनटच्ड रह गए थे। इवन टुडे बहुत सारे एरियाज आर अनटच्ड। Then geographical factors, the difficult terrain surrounding by flood-prone area, hilly terrain, rivers, and dense forest leads to increase in the cost of administration, cost of developmental projects, beside making mobilization of resources particularly difficult. Himalayan states like Himachal Pradesh, Northern Kashmir, Uttarakhand, northeastern state remained mostly backward due to its inaccessibility and other inherent डिफिकल्टीज। सो ये सारी प्रॉब्लम्स है। एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कॉस्ट में दिक्कत है, लो सड़क नहीं है, कहीं कुछ नहीं है, सो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटीज आर नॉट देयर। सो उसके कारण बहुत सारे रिसोर्स आजकल तो फिर भी स्टिल रोड्स वगैरह बन गए हैं, चीजें पहुंच रही हैं, नहीं तो पहले लाइफ वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट। सो ये कारण, एक कारण है रीजनल डिस्पैरिटी में। बट स्टिल यू कैन सी दिल्ली कंपेयर करेंगे और एक छोटी जगह, अगर मैं कहूँ योल कैंट में मैं हूँ, तो योल कैंट आप कंपेयर करेंगे तो you'll find a huge difference in that. Location specific advantages. Due to some locational advantages like availability of irrigation, raw material market, port facilities, etc., some regions are getting special favor in respect of site selection of various developmental projects. That, for example, oil refineries are mostly located in close to sea. So that again is very important. Like those area which have locational advantages, जहाँ पे सी है, of course वहीं पे port facilities available होगा तो उनका development होगा, so that thing is there. Then early mover advantage, new investment in the private sector, which we talked ki they want to invest at place where already facilities are available. Failures in of planning mechanism, plans are made, बहुत टाइम से बनता आ रहा है, but still they it is not successful. रिस्ट्रिक्टेड सक्सेस ऑफ ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन, बहुत सारे ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन का सक्सेस बेसिकली पंजाब, हरियाणा एंड वेस्टर्न उत्तर प्रदेश में हुआ था। अदरवाइज बाकी एरिया में, लाइक जो हिली एरियाज हैं या डेजर्ट वाले में है, वहाँ पे बहुत इफेक्टिव नहीं था। सो अगेन दिस इज वन ऑफ द कॉज ऑफ रीजनल डिस्पैरिटी। law and order problem, wherever there is less development, of course crime rates वहाँ हाई होगी, छीना झपटी चोरी चकारी जो भी आप कहते हैं वो ज़्यादा होती हैं उन जगहों पे, मर्डर एंड ऑल जो भी बैकवर्ड एरियाज जो भी रह हैं. So this is again, this creates law and order problem in that area. So this is again one of the cause. In each a state, specific reason exists for backwardness of region within states. For example, major cause of backwardness of Vidarbha and Marathwada in Maharashtra and northern Karnataka is scarcity of water. आपने बैंगलोर के बारे में भी सुना होगा, तो इट्स एन ओपन एरिया कि वहाँ पानी जमीन में खत्म हो गया है. सो दैट थिंग इज दैट backwardness of certain regions in Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, and Odisha can be associated with the distinct style of living of the inhabitants, who are mostly tribals, and the neglect of such regions by the ruling elite. So they are mostly tribals, and that's why the process is slow. Okay. So we know that regional development aims to remove regional disparity through social economic development and eradicate the backwardness of the region at par with other regions of the country. In this regard, various committees have been constituted by the Government of India from time to time to prepare reports and assess the level of backwardness in these areas. So, report bana time to time किस area का क्या development है and all, and on the basis of that, different plans and policies were formulated. So, with every plan it happens. First, they do the survey about the requirement, and the plan and policies are made. Finally, for the first time in fourth plan, that is 1969 and 74, special area development plans were implemented in these specific areas. So in Kab Azad Hua Bharat in 47 and in 69 and 74, special area development plans were implemented considering the local issues and challenges, including physical, economic, and social structures. Various programs under special area development programs were hill area development program, drought prone area development program, desert development program, Western Ghats development program, and tribal subplans. So before we start with the these programs, next our next topic is watershed management and watershed. Like one of the program was included within each of these programs, because watershed management is like management of water, and that is very important in these areas with difficult geographical conditions. So it is included in all, and that's why I have not mentioned that in the slides, but we'll do it separately. The next topic is that only. So you can, whenever you write about any of such programs, please do include watershed management program ka detail, because it was included in all these programs. Okay. First is Hill Area Development Program. HDAP was initiated during fifth five-year plan. The features of the Hill Area Development Program are it covers 15 districts comprising all the hilly district of Uttar Pradesh, present Uttarakhand, Mikir Hill and North Kachar Hill of Assam, Darjeeling district of West Bengal and Nilgiri district of Tamil Nadu. The National Committee on the Development of Backward Area in 1981 recommended that all the hill areas in the country having a height above 600 meter are not covered under tribal sub-plan, and it has to be treated as backward hill area, because 600 meter bhi it is a hill area, but it is not considered under this tribal plan, this hill area development program, it was treated as other backward hill area. The detailed plan for the development of hill area were drawn keeping in view their topographical, ecological, social and economic conditions. So programs were made accordingly. The programs are aimed at harnessing the indigenous resources of the hill area through the development of horticulture, plantation, agriculture, animal husbandry, poultry, forestry, and small scale and village industries. So, the resources which were available in that area, the main aim was to develop that, the develop all these things with the help of the resources available in that area, because it's very difficult. The facilities are, the infrastructure facilities are weak, road is there, is connectivity is weak. So it is always good to make use of the resources available in that area, for so that people are also aware of what resources they have in that area, and the proper utilization of those resources are also done in this way. Then the Hill Area Development Program was introduced during the fifth five-year plan for the designated hill area. In India, total of 17% area and 11% of the population come under the hilly region. From a planning point of view, the hill area is divided into two groups. When plans were made, it was divided in two groups: special category state and designated hill area. The first category is Jammu and Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Sikkim, which is all hill. And second is some, like you must have seen, some part of any state is hilly, other the other part is plain, right? So those hilly areas which form part of larger states were considered under designated hill areas. Two district of Assam, like example, is there eight district of Uttarakhand, Dehradun, Pori, Garhwal, and all, and Darjeeling district of Bengal, etc. comes under this. You can search for more. The HADP was introduced mainly for these designated hill areas. So this program was introduced mainly for these areas. In 1974-75 to remove interstate imbalances. एक एक ही स्टेट में एक जगह हिल पे है, एक प्लेन पे है. So to remove that imbalances, कनेक्टिविटी की प्रॉब्लम, लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट एक जगह ज़्यादा है, एक जगह कम है. सो ऑल दोज remove those interstate imbalances. It was first introduced in 1974-75, and it was recommended by a committee of the National Development Council, NDC. The HADP program started with basic objectives. That is the socio-economic development of the hills and their inhabitant, with ecological development, and to promoting the basic life support system through infrastructure development. So ecological point of view also, and from infrastructure development also, to improve the social, to do achieve the objective of socio-economic development. So these things were given importance. Under the HADB program, special central assistance is given to designated hill areas in order to develop these ecological fragile areas. The strategy of the program is based on a separate sub-plan approach for all hills areas in the concerned state. Suppose one state, some plan and policies are made. In that, only sub plans were made for these designated hill areas, the hilly area of that state. The HADP cell was established to formulate the plan and implementation of the program. So these are the action plans of the, it is there in your book, but I'll just go through this. The action plan of the planning strategy of HADP are as follows: development of land use plan for the forest area as well as cultivated areas, how to use the land, conserve social and what soil, sorry, conserve soil and water to increase the productivity of the land, by using vegetative methods and changing cropping patterns, so that erosion of to prevent erosion of soil and all. And water conservation also, different methods were used to conserve water in these areas. Promote non-land based economic activities to uplift the poor people for their income generation and to ensure environmental protection. So to promote non-land activities, like which were not related to agriculture and all. So anyone wants to say something? किसका अनम्यूट है?
मेरा नहीं।
प्लीज म्यूट कर दीजिए. Forestry, plantation, horticulture, poultry, agriculture, animal husbandry, village and cottage industries to encourage and explore indigenous resources for eco development. So these things were focused. These activities were given importance. Development of biosphere reservoirs, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries for eco restoration and preservation. So for it is both the way they were working for eco restoration and preservation also, and for socio-economic development of the state also. Emphasis on a small scale, high value industries such as electronics, fiber, optics, furniture, carpet, weaving, and drugs and pharmaceuticals were given importance. Promote tourism industries, because these whichever hill stations, or they are basically they are dependent on their tourism activities. They really suffered a lot during Corona time, and to evolve a comprehensive human settlement policy and discourage migration, so that people do not migrate to other places in search of job and all. Area based approach adopted and integrated plans to be prepared for all watershed, and high priority watersheds shall be chosen for treatment. So we'll discuss watershed later. Use of scientific interventions will be encouraged, that is application of remote sensing, etc. Promotion of non-conventional energy sources, that is solar, hydro, biogas, etc. Gujarat is a good example of wind energy and solar energy. Now to even apartment they are putting solar panels and all. Prevent jhum cultivation and rehabilitating the jhumias in such plantation agriculture, making them progressively owners of the plantation states. So jhum cultivation is basically done in northeastern states, isn't it, Alok? To ensure people's participation in all development involving NGOs, local people in managing societal resources at the local level. In the ninth five-year plan, the special central assistance SCA available for HADP is now divided between designated hill areas under HADP and the designated talukas of Western Ghats Development Program in the ratio of 60/40. So it was divided in ninth five-year plan. The SCA is divided on the basis of area and population, both giving equal weightage. In 11th five-year plan, total rupees 211.48 crores were allocated for implementation under the HADP in the Nilgiri district, and the major part of funds for core sectors such as soil conservation was 22.51%, welfare of SC 26%, ST 11%, forestry 18, horticulture 11, development of local bodies 18, urban bodies 24, and road sector 13. And outlay fund for 12th plan was 316.80 crores for spending at the rate of 63.36 crores per year. So this was decided. The strategy of implementation of HADP has changed over time. Emphasis has shifted from individual oriented scheme towards an area based approach. Like it didn't focus only regarding the development of individuals, because basic approach was to develop the people of that place for the social economic development. So now it was focused on the area based approach. The Nilgiris has adopted the watershed based plans, since area based programs such as soil and water conservation measures can be taken up more effectively. As I said, in every these in every these plans and policy, your watershed management plans is included. Please do include that, because that is very important in these areas. The second is Tribal Area Development Program, TADP. The number of tribal population and their situation present a varied picture in the country. Some areas have high tribal concentrations like Mizoram, Lakshadweep, and Meghalaya, while in other areas the tribal form only a small portion of the total population. Tribal areas are mainly geographically hilly, forested, and dry in nature. Due to this, socio-economic development could not happen. So they were basically isolated places, tribal areas. There are some tribal groups which are still at the food gathering state, not much, but still there are some. Practice shifting cultivation or pursuing primitive forms of agriculture to prevent the exploitation of tribes by other groups of society and to bring them into the mainstream. Our constitution also makes provision for their socio-economic development. This is one reason, one objective to prevent their exploitation for their socio-economic development. All these are the objective of this tribal development program. Till 1976, tribal regions were far from country development and were facing various problems. After a detailed and comprehensive review, specific efforts were taken in the fifth 5 year plan, because their needs and problems vary depending on their geographic demographic concentration. The tribal area development program took note as an integrated program for areas with 50% or more tribal concentration. So these areas were included, those who had 50% or more tribal. Every place they have some area which is tribal, so only those areas were considered which had 50 or more percent. The importance is given to sub-plan preparation for such areas with the aim for improving quality of life of tribes and decrease gap between the level of development from other parts of country. So important aspects of tribal area development program: take up as family oriented program and to increase productivity level of beneficiary family in the field, horticulture, animal husbandry, and small scale industries, etc. So it was family oriented to help the tribal families. So they were involved in this different activities to liberate trials from tribes from the exploitation of land grabbing, money lending, debt bandage, forest labor, etc. To liberate them from these people. Then to improve quality of life through education and training program, to provide infrastructure facilities in tribal areas, because they are basically remote, so infrastructure facilities has to be developed. बहुत सारे ट्राइब ने तो टीवी तक नहीं देखा होगा. There is one tribal area in Gujarat, that is those who are they are Negroes actually, they are from South Africa and they have settled down there. Under tribal development programs, total of 180 DP units are operational today. It is evident from the special distribution of tribal area program that central India is mostly covered under tribal sub-plan. Central area is Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. All these area, even you will, whenever you see any job opening, you will see the more opening are in these places. And then Jharkhand in Bihar, The funds for the sub plan come from a state plan, central outlay, and from central ministry, special central assistance, and institutional finance. Central assistance funds given for travel program can be divided into sector wise for education, economic upliftment, and health and various services provided to the tribal population under this program are free education for them, provision for educational equipment, school scholarship, etc. And central government scheme, the central government they launched some scheme for though every time some or the other, some main schemes I'm talking about. uh, you can add more in this central government scheme for travel development, that is schemes are manrega, uh, put in practice by the Ministry of Rural Development. This scheme intends to improve the financial security of tribal families by guaranteeing them 100-day employment. So this was the first one. Uh, Under this scheme, adult members of households can voluntarily participate in unskilled labor and receive wages. Then स्वर्ण जयंती ग्राम स्वरोजगार योजना में हमने किया भी था पहले भी. This is another popular central government scheme for scheduled tribes that was introduced in 1999. The aim of the Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana is to provide sustainable income to low-income families living in rural areas. The central government scheme covers different aspects of self-employment and intends to bring rural poor families under micro enterprises. So self-employment was given focused on. Then military training under the central government scheme for tribal development. Tribal students can take free military training at Bhonsala Military School in Nasik. It is a 3-4 week training organized in summer and winters for boys and girls. The aim of this scheme is to encourage more and more people from tribal communities to join the military. Then National Overseas Scholarship for ST students. The program was introduced to help meritorious students pursue further studies abroad through PhD, masters, and postdoctorate level research program in engineering and technology. Launched in 1954, this scheme provides financial assistance to 15 students from ST families every year. This is among the most important central government schemes for tribal development. Upgradation of merits. This central government scheme for scheduled tribes intends to upgrade the merit of students from scheduled tribes by giving them access to special and remedial coaching through classes 9th to 12th. This program focuses on providing coaching for competitive exam to help them secure admission in professional and vocational courses. Anyone wants to say something?
Yes, sir.
किसी का अनम्यूट है.
Back, मैम बैक लाइन कर देंगे वो
हाँ हाँ बोलिए.
इसके पीछे वाला एक दिखा
क्या
दे
स्लाइड दिखा दो. एक मिनट.
हाँ बैक साइड इसके बगल का पीछे का सर
ये वाला, ये वाला
हाँ ये नहीं ले डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया
कर दो चेंज.
ओके मैम
चेंज कर दो. ठीक. Then Ban Bandhu Kalyan Yojana. This central government scheme for tribal development is aimed at improving the quality of education and quality of life in tribal areas. The aim of this scheme is also to protect tribal heritage and culture and create sustainable quality employment for tribal families. These are some of the provisions and scheme under the Indian government for the empowerment and development of scheduled tribes in the country. Central government schemes for scheduled tribes only continues to increase, targeting various aspects to uplift and enhance the quality of life among tribals in India. Every time policies are made and improvements are being made, name is changed, the main motto is same: to improve their socio-economic status, geographical condition, provide infrastructural facilities to them, and making them more aware about the opportunities available to them in the field of education. Ajim Premji Foundation is one of the big foundation in India, which works in the field of education. They do a lot of work for these tribal as well as the SC basically, bache and the underprivileged one. Not only the specific to these group, but yes, they are working in those remote areas only. And young girls and boys, they are working in this field. Despite many efforts of state and central government, tribal are not much benefit due to some grassroots implementation problem. It is significant to note that non-tribal is now migrating to tribal majority areas in substantial numbers. On the other hand, tribal are migrating to other areas in search of educational and employment opportunities. The tribal population may not remain in the majority for long in any administrative unit. It is therefore necessary to have a proactive to meet this new challenge. Like people are moving, industries and all, they search for area which cost them low. So people are migrating to tribal areas, and tribal people which are they are migrating to other area. So there is a condition for that also, that 50% tribal population has to be there, then the work will be done. So all the for all this thing, if the population will be less, people will migrate, things won't work on ground. The next is Western Ghat Development Program. Western Ghat is basically the southern region, the mountain region or hill area of the Himalayan region in the north, and Western Ghat region in the south holds the source, the catchment, and water sets of several major river system flow. They prosper in forest, plants, animals, and mineral wealth. They have very fertile and very sensitive ecosystem. The Western Ghats are a range of mountains along the west coast, about 1600 km long and 80 to 100 km wide, running continuously from Maharashtra to Tamil Nadu, with an interruption in continuity in the Palghat district of Kerala. So this is what Western Ghat is, the basically the southern region, Himalayan region. The Western Ghat form 8.82% of the hill and sea coastal region, hilly area. All those are Western Ghats are that. The Western Ghats form 8.82% of the country's mountainous area. So for whole country's 8.28 82% is there. Mountain is in Western Ghats. Hilly ecosystem of Western Ghats are one of the richest flora and fauna and unique biodiversity, with 30% of the area under forest. So you वो कौन था बहुत जो जंगलों में छिपा था. So dense forest are there. Forests are very dense in the Western Ghats region. So basically 30% is covered, area is under forest. The Western Ghat range is an important determinant in shaping the climate, economy, and social uh, milieu of peninsular India. Of course, your climate and everything depends on sea, forest. So they are very important determinant. The Western Ghat development program was initiated with 100% central assistance. So 100% central initially, 100% central assistance was given. Later, it was reduced to in 90 and 10 ratio. Under this program, 70% of resources are reserved for those schemes which promoting sustainable livelihood like soil and water conservation and forestry and infrastructure development. So 70% of resources were reserved for these purposes. Watershed is adopted as a basic treatment unit for augmentation and stabilizing of production, minimizing ecological degradation, reduction in regional disparity, and opening up to greater livelihood opportunity for the rural people. So, watershed again in this program also, watershed management is adopted. The main objective of WGDP are as follows: maintain ecological balance through forest preservation and conservation, which is necessary for a life support system. It doesn't affect only the Western Ghat, but the country as a whole. To preserve genetic diversity, to restore the ecological damage caused by human activities. So human, they forest, they cut forest, and also those activities now people are fined for that. Create awareness among the people and educate them about severe consequences of ecological degradation. Therefore, they play active participation in co-development, checking soil erosion and denudation of area around rivers, lakes, marshes, reservoirs, and springs for soil and water conservation. So basically, it is ecological to help make people aware about the consequence of ecological degradation, so that they contribute in that, and they can be a part of that movement. That is again one of the aim of this.
हेलो
Afforestation and
हेलो
forestry programs for increasing tree cover. Yes.
हेलो ये बताइए व्हाट्सएप पे समझ नहीं आया बिल्कुल
क्या?
कुछ कुछ
कोई
बताइए
कुछ बोल रहा
बताइए
है क्या?
समझ नहीं आ रहा
आ
यस मैम हेलो मैम इसको हिंदी
कौन
में नहीं
बोल रहे हैं?
वाटरशेड को हिंदी में बताइए थोड़ा अजय बोल रहा
वाटरशेड
मैम
में
अजय
पता, वाटरशेड का चैप्टर है, इसलिए मैं वाटरशेड नहीं कवर कर रही थी। वाटरशेड होता है जैसे पहाड़ों में से पानी गिर के आके आपका एक एरिया से आके गिरता है ना, तो दैट इज वाटरशेड। वहां से पानी आके गिर के एक जगह रिजर्व होता है, तो वो पानी कहीं ना कहीं गिरता है। रिवर का पानी जाके समुद्र में मिलता है, तो रिवर इज वाटरशेड, वहां
अच्छा
समुद्र में जाके गिरता है, राइट।
यस
तो ये एक सिस्टम है। जब बारिश का पानी होता है तो वो कहीं ना कहीं जाता
ओके
है ना, तो
ठीक है
उसको
समझ
वाटरशेड
गया
कहते हैं। समझ गए? मैं इसलिए नहीं कर रही थी क्योंकि नेक्स्ट वो चैप्टर ही है आपका वाटरशेड। Meeting the basic livelihood requirement like fuel, fodder, timber, and forest products like medicinal materials for the rural tribal population, and creating a people's movement at a large scale with the involvement of women. So women were also given importance in this plan. So development of the Western Ghat region over the plan, we'll go through that. During the fifth five-year plan, the WGDP emphasizes the economic well-being of the local population in hill area and exploitation of the resources of the hilly region. The main activities include in the area are horticulture, plantation, afforestation, minor irrigation, animal husbandry, and tourism. फिर सिक्स प्लान में इट मेनली फोकस्ड ऑन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट स्कीम था, जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटी हुआ आपका, रोड, ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड ऑल, स्कूल, कॉलेज, all that. The seventh and eighth 5-year plan were based on life support system to preserve genetic diversity to restore the ecological damage caused by human activities. अब तो आप पढ़ते हैं नया एक सब्जेक्ट भी काफी साल से, अब डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, ये मैनेजमेंट, इकोलॉजिकल मैनेजमेंट, बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट भी आ गए हैं। ट्रेंड पीपल हैं, लोगों को अवेयर करना in importance was given in seventh and eighth 5-year plan. And during the ninth 5-year plan period, the objective for development scheme under WGDP were development in harmony with the environment and development without upsetting the fragile system. तो डेवलपमेंट हो, बट ये नहीं कि पेड़ काट दिया, बहुत ज्यादा पोल्यूशन बढ़ गया, सो इन हार्मनी विद द environment. So development was focused. In the 10th 5-year plan, the focus was given on sustainable use of biodiversity, recognizing the needs and aspiration of local communities. Under the program, the main activities undertaken are soil conservation, उससे बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स बनते हैं. So to develop that. So this was for all about Western Ghat Development Program. Or next is Drought Prone Area Development Program, DPADP. The drought prone areas were important factors for creating a regional imbalance in the country. Basically drought prone areas आपको राजस्थान में, मध्य प्रदेश में बहुत बार आप लोगों ने सुना होगा कि सूखे में कितने किसानों ने जान दे दी, सूखा महाराष्ट्र में. So plans were made for the development of these area जहाँ बार बार सूखा आता ही है. Drought Prone Areas program was first time initiated in 1970-71 as the Rural Works Program (RWP) to tackle the problem of drought regions. During the fourth five-year plan in 1973-74, it was changed into an area development program. The main objective of the program is to optimum utilization of land, वाटर एंड लाइव स्टॉक. अगेन यहाँ वाटरशेड मैनेजमेंट होगा. जो भी हमारा पानी है अलग अलग स्रोतों से आता है, एक जगह इकट्ठा होता है, तो उसको हम मैक्सिमम कैसे यूटिलाइज करें. कहीं पे बाढ़ ज्यादा आता है तो क्या यहाँ डैम बनाना चाहिए, कैसे क्या करना चाहिए. या गुजरात इज अगेन अ वेरी गुड एग्जाम्पल. द्वारका वगैरह में वाटर की बहुत स्कैरसिटी थी, फिर उन्होंने रेन वाटर कंजर्व करके एंड उसको उसका मैनेजमेंट किया, उसको कंजर्व करके यूज किया. आज उनके पास पानी की कमी वैसी नहीं है जैसा कभी होता था. लाल पानी आता है वहाँ आज भी, क्योंकि बेसिकली सी से आता है. So this again here also watershed development programs आपको डालना पड़ेगा. जो भी है basically in all these area it is very important. Afforestation with more emphasis on social and farm forestry, livestock development and dairy development, restructuring of cropping pattern, improve the economic condition by increasing income of poor and deprived section of the society. ये आपके जो भी मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव थे ड्रॉट प्रोन एरिया प्रोग्राम्स. After the recommendation of the Planning Committee Commission, DPAP followed an integrated area development approach for the same. Initially, this program was started with 50-50 sharing of center and state. From the implementation point of view, the program was not very successful in the starting due to rigid guidelines and an ill-designed framework. So it was not very successful. Guidelines बहुत rigid थे, ऐसा 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 जो भी उसके दे रखे थे रूल्स. Lack of people participation and infrastructure facilities were main disadvantage of this program. पीपल लोग भी उसमें पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किए वहाँ के, एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटीज भी पुअर है, आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारे विलेजेस में. सो ये सारे के कारण दिस प्रोग्राम इनिशियली was not successful. Since 1995-96, watershed approach is being introduced in 1995-96, and the implementation unit of this program was changed to a watershed project. Local people are actively involved in the planning and development of watershed projects. बिजली बनाना, वाटर से डैम बनाना, तो कितनी सारी एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी खुलती हैं. अलग अलग डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स जिससे हम वाटर कंजर्व भी करें एंड उसको अच्छे से में भी जो वाटर यूज होता है उसको फिल्टर करते हैं एंड अगेन इट इज बीइंग यूज्ड. सो डिफरेंट वेज. The fund sharing ratio was also modified to 75-25. By some estimation, DPAP is being operated in 16 states of Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, and all. West Bengal, 195 district and 972 blocks has coverage of 74.6 million hectare area. Total outlay plan during 8th 5-year plan was rupees 1000 crore, in which 500 crore was allocated for water resource development, and afforestation and pasture development were encouraged. So all these programs were encouraged under this drought prone area program. And पेड़ कटाई, ये सब जो एफोरेस्टेशन है या पास्चर डेवलपमेंट जहाँ पे ग्रीनरी पौधा वौधा लगाना एंड ऑल was developed. Then opportunities for alternate occupation and economic diversification are also logged and developed under this program. So this was drought prone. So all the area is covered under this program. Hilly area, desert prone area, desert area, drought prone area, and Western Ghats. सो ऑल दीज एरियाज आर कवर्ड. सो आपको नहीं भी एग्जाम में याद करने में आपको डिफिकल्टी नहीं होगी. डेजर्ट, हिली, देन वेस्टर्न घाट जरूर याद रखिएगा, एंड देन आपका ड्रॉट प्रोन. ऐसे आप फ्लड एरिया का तो कुछ नहीं है, तो मे बी यू कैन सर्च फॉर दैट क्या क्या हुए हैं. सो यू कैन राइट दैट ऑल्सो. The Desert Development Program DDP was started in 1977-78 on the recommendation of the National Commission on Agriculture 1974. Deserts are extremely arid regions where rainfall occurs less than 20. भी हमने पहले ही पढ़ा है desert क्या होता है. Desert area is characterized by no or very little vegetation. बहुत कम वहाँ पे आपने देखा होगा, ज़्यादा तारबूज वगैरह होता है, दूर दूर तक पानी नहीं है, सब्जियां बहुत कम, आपको ग्रीनरी कम दिखेगी. Extremely low rainfall, low humidity, and extreme temperature covers both types of desert found in India: cold desert and hot desert. Cold desert are like Union Territory of Ladakh, Lahore, and Spiti district of Himachal Pradesh. Then, whereas hot deserts are found in western part of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana. DDP is a special area program for such locations. The major objectives of DDP are to controlling process of desertification, then promotion of opportunities to raise the level of production through various activities like irrigation, afforestation, social and water conservation, dry land agriculture, groundwater development. लाइफ ज़्यादातर आप देखोगे इन सारे प्रोग्राम्स में जो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव है आर समवॉट और द अदर सेम. And human resource development. Develop such degraded land on the watershed basis by considering the land, people, and livelihood of the location. It also जहाँ पे उन एरिया को भी डेवलप करने के लिए जो डिग्रेडेड लैंड थे, जो बहुत ही खराब वाले लैंड को भी अंडर उसके अंडर कवर किया. इट ऑल्सो to promote socio-economic development and mitigate the adverse impact of drought affected area. जो भी adverse impact हुआ ड्रॉट इफेक्टेड एरिया का, उसको कम करने के लिए देयर मेनी स्कीम्स वेर मेड. रिड्यूस द लॉस ऑफ लाइवलीहुड, लाइफ स्टॉक मैनेजमेंट. बहुत लोग उसमें बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स ड्रॉट के बाद, बहुत सारी भूखमरी क्या नहीं, बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम, बीमारियां, बच्चे मेल न्यूट्रिशन, सब अलग अलग चीज़ें से इम्पैक्ट करती हैं. सो हर डायरेक्शन में काम. पानी का मिसयूज कर रहे हैं, वो सबको बैलेंस, उन सबको प्रॉपर यूटिलाइज करना ताकि जो इकोलॉजिकल बैलेंस है रिस्टोर हो एंड सूखा कम हो. Initially, it was implemented in an isolated manner, but the later watershed approach was adopted. Since 1995 is a part of watershed development program. उसके बाद 1995 से the desert development program is a part of watershed development program. Now, sorry, yeah. desert. Now there are 1747 watershed projects under different stages of seven states, states of seven stages of seven states. Initially, the fund was allocated on a basis of 75-25 basis by the center state, but presently it is 100% central assistance. This watershed management program. At least 75% of the allocation have been earmarked for the activities that would contribute towards combating the process of desertification. DDP was implemented on a sectoral basis, and the proportionate weights assigned in which maximum given to afforestation and pasture development 40%, water resource development 20%. The fund allocation is at the rate of 24 lakh per thousand square kilometer with a ceiling of rupees 5,000 lakh per district. Though for the cold desert area, lump sum provision of rupees 100 lakh per district for Himachal Pradesh and rupees 150 lakh for Jammu and Kashmir was allotted. And the last is in this category, border area development program. The areas which are near borders, so they are not developed time again, especially the Kashmir areas near Kashmir border. People they are like afraid, even a person if he wants to start something there, now so they are free to start. Earlier that provision was also not there, so they are like they don't want to invest there because they are afraid. See, the Border Area Development Program was started under the seventh five-year plan with the objective of balanced development of the sensitive border in the western region of the country. The total outlay, Rajasthan side, the total outlay was rupees 200 crore. In this program, emphasis was given on infrastructure facilities and promotion of a sense of security among local people so that they are not scared of staying in those areas and they don't migrate from those places. So that sense promotion of that security sense was very important. Like nowadays many initiatives government has taken to help people to uh, resettle in Jammu and Kashmir. In starting, this program covered Punjab, Rajasthan, and Gujarat states, but later on extended to Jammu and Kashmir scheme. Schemes were started in 1986-87 under the Ministry of Home Affairs. The main thrust of the program was change to development of human resources, particularly school education, technical and vocational in the community development blocks adjoining the border. Program has comprised four elements, that is issue of photo identity cards to the population of target areas, education, irrigation, and research studies on socio-economic development of these areas. So ID card in these areas, you will see it's very important so that people don't infiltrate and they stay there to avoid that. So you will see that many places, especially in JNK and all, they will ask for your ID card. Whether you like, suppose if you not applies for a job or admission school, it is must. Now, it's of course it is must nowadays everywhere, but it was must there. Okay. So it is 8:10 now. I'll just go through the definition of watershed. I think you all have understood because I tried to make it clear, but we'll just see here also. A watershed is an area of land that drains rainfall and snow melt into streams and rivers. Called watershed. A watershed refers to an area that comprises a set of streams or rivers that drain into a larger body like an ocean or a river. So, set of streams they flow into river, rivers say they flow into ocean. So, they are the that area of land. ठीक है अजय? Watershed are also referred to as dividing ridge between drainage areas. Watershed come in all sizes. Some watershed are small, like an island lake, whereas some watershed comprise thousands of miles of land, which includes rivers, streams, reservoirs, and so on. So every body of water, lake, pond, stream, हैज अ वाटरशेड जहां उस जगह पानी आती है. और ये एवरी ओशन सी दे हैव अ वाटरशेड, रिवर एंड ऑल उनका लिए एरिया है जहां से उसमें पानी आता है. द वाटरशेड इज एन एरिया ऑफ लैंड दैट ड्रेन्स और शेड वाटर इनटू अ स्पेसिफिक रिसीविंग वाटर बॉडी such as a lake or a river. As rainwater or melted snow runs downhill in the watershed, it collects and transports sediments and other material and deposit them into the receiving water body. This is what watershed is. इसमें किसी को कोई कंफ्यूजन है? वाटरशेड क्या होता है? आर यू ऑल देयर?
Yes.
Yes,
इसमें
ma'am.
किसी को कंफ्यूजन है? व्हाट इज वाटरशेड?
No, madam.
इट इज क्लियर? अजय क्लियर? ओके, ठीक है. सो दैट्स वाई जो भी वाटर है उसके लिए वाटर शेड मैनेजमेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू मेक द बेस्ट यूज ऑफ वाटर, रिजर्व द वाटर. सो विल मूव ऑन टू दिस टॉपिक. इसमें जो भी प्रोग्राम्स है आफ्टर अ 10 minute ब्रेक. इज इट ओके?